The battle begins for the fate of the universe.
What's up, Marvel United family? Welcome to the channel. Servant Zero here, aka Mr. Perry, and today we'll be showcasing and reviewing the final expansion in Season 1, the Infinity Gauntlet. We're gonna kick it off with the Black Dwarf. Let's go! Alright guys, let's check out Black Dwarf's cards here. He doesn't have any special setups. Black Dwarf is going to have a health of 12 when fighting 4 heroes, a health of 9 when fighting 3 heroes, and a health of 6 when fighting 2 heroes. His special rules: when a hero is KO'd, Black Dwarf doesn't activate his BAM. Instead, he plays another Master Plan card. His BAM: deal 1 damage to each hero in Black Dwarf's location. His overflow: if 1 or more civilian or thug token can't be added to a location, deal 1 damage to each hero in that location. And as you guys can see, Black Dwarf doesn't have a villainous plot because he's just a child of Thanos. He just does what Daddy says, right? All right, let's check out his cards here. He's gonna have a 5, and he's gonna put out some thugs and civilians. And Black Dwarf does have a special, trigger effect. So you guys will go over that later. It's gonna be a 3 and put out some civilians. A 4 in a BAM and put out thugs. A 2 in a BAM and put out civilians. Another 2 in a BAM and put out thugs. 1 in a BAM and put out civilians. 1 in a BAM and put out thugs. 0 in a BAM. And Black Dwarf has 4 special effect cards. His first set being Healing Factor. Black Dwarf heals up to 3 health up to his starting value. If he is at full health, deal 1 damage to each hero in his location instead. And he has 2 of these guys. All right, his next set, Axe Swing. Deal 1 damage to each hero in Black Dwarfs and adjacent locations. And he has 2 of these. All right, let's check out his threat cards, guys. All right, first pair, as you guys can see, he has a trigger effect. And remember, the trigger effect doesn't have anything to do with his BAM. It has everything to do with simply he landing in this spot. So wherever this threat may be, if Black Dwarf just lands there, he will activate this trigger effect every time. It's going to be charge. Deal 1 damage to each hero in this location. It's going to take 3 heroic actions to get rid of, and he has 2 of them. His next one, Chain Hammer. As long as at least 1 chain hammer is in play, Black Dwarf's BAM also deals 1 damage to each hero in adjacent locations. It's gonna take 3 heroic actions to get rid of this one, and he has 2 of them. His last set, Super Tough. As long as this lasts, as long as at least 1 Super Tough is in play, Black Dwarf ignores the first damage each turn. It's going to take 3 heroic actions to get rid of these, and he has 2 of them, guys. All right, that being Black Dwarf, one of the first, well, the second one, because we did Corvus already, so one of the second in the Black Order. Let's see how it works. All right, family, let's talk about the Black Dwarf and all his cards and special effects and threats. So, again, he has no special setups. The Black Dwarf will have a health of 12 when fighting 4 heroes, a health of 9 when fighting 3 heroes, and a health of 6 when fighting 2 heroes. His special rules: when a hero is KO'd, Dwarf doesn't activate his BAM. Instead, he plays another Master Plan card. His BAM: deal 1 damage to each hero in Black Dwarf's location. His overflow: if one or more civilian or thug token can't be added to a location, deal 1 damage to each hero in that location. All right, taking a look at the board here, let's check out his threats. He has the threat card Charge, and it is a trigger effect. So be careful, guys. All he has to do is just land in that location, and this trigger effect will continuously go every time he lands in this location, and as long as it stays in play. So he will deal 1 damage to each hero in this location, and it's going to take 3 heroic actions to get rid of. And he has 2 of those. Let's check out his next threat. It's going to be Chain Hammer. As long as at least 1 Chain Hammer is in play, Black Dwarf BAM also deals 1 damage to each hero in adjacent locations. So, if you guys are in adjacent locations and he BAMs, as long as 1 of these chain hammers are still in play, he has 2 of them. So as long as it's still in play, every time he BAMs, if you are in a adjacent location to him, to Black Dwarf, he is going to deal 1 damage to you. All right? Every time. So you guys may want to get these out of the way with your heroic actions and just go ahead on and get rid of these chain hammers, because, man, if he was here, either way you are being adjacent to him, he is going to get you when he BAM. And, you know, when he BAM and you're in his location, he's going to deal damage to you. So, you know, let's get rid of these guys. All right, his next set is Super Tough. As long as at least 1 Super Tough is in play, Black Dwarf will ignore 1 damage each turn. It's going to take 3 heroic actions to get rid of that one. So again, guys, you want to get these off the board, because as long as this is on the board, he will ignore 1 damage each turn. So yes, we want to get rid of those. We want to get rid of the chain hammers, because those guys right there, yeah, they're going to keep him pretty emboldened. All right, let's check out Black Dwarf's special effect cards. His first set is Axe Swing. He will deal 1 damage to each hero in Black Dwarfs and adjacent locations. So again, if he pull Axe Swing, he is going to not only deal damage to the hero that's in his location, he will also deal damage to the adjacent locations where heroes are. So he is really bringing the damage, guys, really bringing the damage. All right, let's check out his next set. His next set is Healing Factor. Black Dwarf heals up to 3 health up to his starting value. If he is at full health, deal 1 damage to each hero in his location. So, if he pulls Healing Factor, he's gonna heal up until he's at 12. So he's getting 3 health every time, but he can only go to 12. That's it. Or if he can only go to 9 or he can only go to 6, depending on which one you plan it on. So whatever it is, he can have a maximum of 3 health when he uses it, but it can only go up to his starting health, which is 12, 9, or 6. So that's pretty self-explanatory, guys. Just make sure you're going around getting rid of these threats, saving your civilians, beating up your thugs, and keeping out of his way so he won't be doing the bams on you, and he won't be, catching you with his threats, try to get him off the board as quick as you can, right? We all know how that goes. Sometimes these games can just, they just can beautifully stretch out long. All right, guys. Oh, that being said, that's Black Dwarf, one of the children of Thanos in the last expansion in season 1 here, the Infinity Gauntlet. Again, he's a brutal villain. He's gonna give you a hard time. So bring your A-game team, guys. All right. Okay. That being said, if you guys like what I'm doing, hit that thumbs up, subscribe. You guys share. You guys be safe out there. Stay blessed, and I will catch you in the next one.